seen many posts and people saying about how God protected Trump. I know in the book of Daniel it talks about how God's word says he removes kings and sets up kings. Talk to us a little bit about how you see this in spiritual terms. And Donald Trump, I don't know, you know him well. He seemed different yesterday, last night. There's something there. I don't know if I'm not quite sure. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something that seems different about him today than it was pre-Butler, Pennsylvania.
I totally agree. The aura around him when he walked in there last night, you could see the emotion on his face. It was as if he was very close to tears, being overcome by the crowd reaction. And I think as he walked in there, he really understood that by the grace of God in half an inch, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be listening to this crowd. And I'm convinced that you're right. Satan crawled up on that roof and took a shot, but God in heaven sent an angel to make sure that it didn't do the intended damage. My heart breaks for the firefighter who died protecting his family, for the others who were injured, and that's a horrible thing. But I have to believe, and this is what I told the president, I said, God has spared you for something bigger than you even realize. I don't know what it is. You probably don't know what it is, but there's no doubt that his hand was upon you and he spared you for something big, something significant. I can't wait to find out what it is. I think the world will know, but I have no doubt, David, that what we saw Saturday was absolutely divine intervention and a miracle, that God indeed put his hand up and said, "Not today, Satan."
Yeah, let me quickly follow up with that. So you had a conversation with him, and what was I mean, I know that's a private conversation, but can you kind of relay his mindset at that time after you told him that? How did he feel?
Well, it was a conversation by text, which is sometimes the way that I visit him.
Sure.
But no, I do sense that there is a gravitas that has come upon him. And of course, I think there would be and should be. This is a realization of one's mortality. And I think he came away from that understanding just how close he was, how incredibly close. This wasn't a threat. This was far more. This was an actual attack. And again, he realizes that to simply have a hole in his ear, not in his head, is an extraordinary moment to say, God indeed has spared me. You remember Ronald Reagan in 1981, after the assassination attempt that almost killed him. And he said from that day forward, he believed that God had him on this earth for a purpose, and every day was a gift. And he understood that he had to use it that way, and he did. I think we're going to see the same from President Trump.